Hi guys, welcome back to day 7 of Adoption Awareness Month, and it's story time again. If you missed yesterday's video, we talked about something that was instrumental in my life and leading me to desire to adopt, and today is another one of those days. So when I was in middle school and high school, I had a youth pastor and his wife who ministered to me, and they ended up adopting all 5 of their children. And when I knew them, they had just adopted the first child, but I have followed their story through the years, and it's just been very inspirational to me. And Heidi actually wrote a book, and it came out a couple of months ago, and I read it within probably a week, which is saying something for me, a mom of 3 kids who homeschools and is very busy with a lot of things. I carved out time to read this book, and it's really a beautiful story of how God worked through their trials of not only adoption but some other major things in their life, to bring them nearer to himself and to show them that his plan was best all along. And so since they have so much experience in adoption, and by the way, if you hear some background noise, our kids are enjoying themselves outside today, so nobody's dying. They're screaming in delight and maybe fighting, but that's okay for now at least. But anyway, I asked Heidi what she could say about adoption, and she just said, overall, adoption reminds her of her salvation, and she did write a little bit about that in her book. So I'm gonna just take the time to read a couple paragraphs right now. And they were on their way back from their son's adoption, going through all the way, and she was reading the statements in the car to her husband, and it says, "The minor child shall, for all intents and purposes, be considered the child of Robert and Heidi Fuller, and shall be entitled to the same rights and privileges which he would have been entitled to if he had been the natural child of Robert and Heidi Fuller." By this point, the tears were flowing down both of our faces. In fact, we pulled the car over to the side of the road and just wept there together. But these were not tears of joy over Griffin's adoption, though we were certainly joyous about that. Rather, they were tears of joy over our adoption into God's family. In that moment, we were given a new insight into exactly what God the Father had done for us through salvation. Though we did nothing to deserve his favor, he gave us a new name and entitled us to all the rights and privileges of his natural child, Jesus Christ. What a powerful realization. And then she quotes from Galatians 4:4-7. "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, crying, 'Abba, Father.' So you are no longer a slave, but a son, and if a son, then an heir through God." And I could go on and on about just how encouraging this book was to me, because we know that adoption is not an easy road, and there will be hardship to come, and parenthood is not easy, life is not easy, but we know that we serve a sovereign God who is over all and through all and everything that we do in each day that we live. So I'm thankful for that reminder in this book, and if you would like to buy this, there's a link in the description to Amazon that you can buy this. One of the songs that was really instrumental in Heidi's journey was the song, "Does Jesus Care?" So after I take a drink of water, we're going to sing that for you.
Does Jesus care when my heart is pained too deeply for mirth or song, and the
tomorrow with some more testimonials from other adoptive parents, so stay tuned.